So with Mother's Day quickly approaching and everybody still being on lockdown, any gifts you're going to give for Mother's Day, it's probably going to have to be some online gift. I was kind of looking around searching for things for the wife, my mom, and figured out throw a list together of fragrances that's in my wife's collection currently that I think are easy to wear, mass appealing fragrances that you can find pretty easily online. There's a good gamut of fragrances on this list, regardless of age or occasion. I think she will love these. Welcome back to the Pulse Points channel, gentlemen. This is my gift guide for guys. Not sure what to buy. Probably gonna have to be, whatever the purchase is, probably gonna have to be online. So I figured I'd throw a list of easy to wear women's fragrances as options for your online shopping experience. If this is your first time finding me, please hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up as I talk about some of the best fragrances on the market for men and women, and I do it in 10 pulse points or less. Let's dive into the list. Now, I do have one honorable mention, and it's from the house of Commodity, and I love the fragrance, and the only reason that it is an honorable mention and not actually on the list is because it'll be hard to find. Shopping online, probably not going to find too many of these, and if you do, the price may be really high. I got this at TJ Maxx, Marshalls. So Commodity, the company has gone out of business, so the whole line is scrapped. If you could find these locally, I would pick these up. I'm not sure if marshalls.com or tjmaxx.com has these, but they were really good price, and if you can find it, it's worth the, I don't know, 40 bucks I think that they're charging for it. So really good fragrance, just hard to find, and that's why it's an honorable mention. Now, coming in at number 10 is one from Dolce & Gabbana, and it's called Dolce Floral Drops. This is a fresh, fruity floral. I believe the fruit in this comes from apple. Kind of has this juicy apple type vibe to it. Just a touch of sweetness, not too much. Great for this time of year. This is a definitely a spring and summer scent and a casual vibe to it. Fresh and inviting. Dolce Floral Drops. Now, the next fragrance on this list comes from the house of Lalique, and it's called Lalique Le Parfum. Now, this one is dark and sensuous. This is a combination of tonka and vanilla, primarily. I think the tonka is kind of out front more so than the vanilla, and it has a nutty vibe to it. The tonka bean kind of has a nutty quality to it, like an almond, and then this fragrance doubles down on that with an almond accord. Just a really nice fragrance from Lalique. It smells high end, and again, sexy, sensuous, dark, great for, I think, date scenarios. I think Lalique is a slept-on house for fragrances. I'm just discovering them myself. A lot of solid offerings, and this one's no exception. And they got Dominique Rapillon to create this one. If you don't know about him, he's a perfumer. He's one of the best in the game. A lot of good creations from Mr. Rapillon, and this is one. Now, oddly enough, or coincidentally, the next fragrance on this list is another Rapillon creation, and it's from Juicebox, and it's called Feather Supreme. This is an homage to the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. It's a floral and slightly fruity. The vein accord in this is tuberose, but not your typical tuberose. I'm actually finding a couple of fragrances with tuberose in it that's not the old lady tuberose. This one is blended with a green apple as well. And the combination of that tuberose and apple is just a beautiful combination of notes. It's light, it's fresh, slightly sweet from that fruit. Another scent that is good for the warmer weather. This one is probably more formal than Dolce drops, but this one is not necessarily dressed up. I would say a good work scent. Good performance, lasts all day, making it a good office scent. Feather Supreme. Now we're gonna go from the office back to a date scenario fragrance, and this one's from Juicy Couture, and it's Juicy Couture Noir. Now this has this is probably one of the sexiest fragrances my wife owns. It's wild berries, caramel, vanilla, and that combo just sounds like a good time. This one's not going to last very long. Doesn't last long on her. To me, this is not a work scent. This is a night date scent. And for the 2 or 3 hours you're going to spend on a date, I think it's perfect. Probably not going to get through a day at the office with this. Juicy Couture Noir. Now, number 6 on this list is one of my favorite fragrances for the ladies, and it is Flowerbomb from Viktor and Rolf. Now, I probably would have put this one a lot higher if it wasn't already so popular. Chances are she may already have this one in her collection, but I couldn't leave it off the list. This is one of my favorite fragrances for women. This is what a woman should smell like to me. This is a floral oriental. And if you watch my channel for any length of time, you know that I love oriental fragrances. This is not an exception to that. There's like 50 different flankers of this thing, like literally 50. I'm talking about the original, a great fragrance from Viktor and Rolf. And the fact that it has that many flankers is probably a testament to that. She doesn't have that in her collection already. Would highly advise you get your nose on that one. And that's Viktor and Rolf Flowerbomb. Oddly enough, I think Rapillon had a hand in that one as well. Next up is another, this is number 5. Number 5 is another fragrance that has a ton of flankers, and I'm talking about the original, and it's C from Giorgio Armani. C is boss lady swagger in the bottle. Power suit, red bottom pumps, and C. Suited, booted, ready to slay. When the wife walks out with this one, it's like she smells like she means business. Now this is on the darker side. It's probably more suited for fall and winter, more so than the spring months, the warmer months that we're in now. But either way, a great smelling fragrance. And this is a combination of patchouli and vanilla, but there's a boozy quality to it as well. I don't know if that's because the color of the juice kind of gives you that. It's a great offering. If she doesn't have this one, it's quite possibly that she already has that one in her collection, because this is another popular one. If she does not, this is a solid option. Coming in at number 4 on this list, we're going to go to the House of Creed, and this one is called Aqcua Fiorentina. And this one smells high-end. I mean, of course it's Creed, but it's going to give you that elegant luxury vibe to it. I think this one kind of dubs. This is an all-season, all-occasion type scent. I probably would default to wearing it in the spring and the summer, but it smells good enough, and I think has enough oomph to it to be worn in all seasons. This is plum, pear, and apple on this transparent bed of rose. Not really heavy rose, not really old lady rose, you know, really nicely done and transparent. Can't say enough about how good this one smells. If you pick this one up, just thank me later. Now, coming in at number 3 is one I recently picked up for the little lady, and this one is from Eric Butterball, the House of Eric Butterball. I guess it's technically changed to EB Florals, but it is Sultry Rose. Now, again, this is another rose fragrance that is, to me, comes across modern. It doesn't smell like your grandma's fragrance. And yes, it comes across sultry. The rose in this smells like something that you would put on toast. very nice. Has oud in the background, so technically this is dubbed as a or released or marketed as a male or a unisex fragrance, so both sexes can wear it. Just really nice, elegant, very well done fragrance from EB Florals, Sultry Rose. At number 2, we're going to go back to the House of Creed, and this one is Aventus for Her. Now, if you're looking for bang for your buck, you want something a little different than everybody's wearing. Not sure how popular this is. I know the men's version of this is super popular. I still don't smell a whole lot of people wearing this where I am, but I picked up a sample of this in Vegas for the wife. I brought it home. She was trying it on and wasted it, and it smelled like Aventus for Her for weeks in our room. This stuff is potent. When she puts this on in the morning and leaves, works all day, comes home, she's still projecting with this. So potent juice. Smells really good. This is mostly about musk and pink pepper, I think, primarily up top. There is a peach note in this that it doesn't give it any sweetness though. It's peach, but it's dry peach. Those are the primary notes that I get. Very nice, very pricey. Probably if I'm not mistaken, this is the most expensive fragrance on that list. But again, you're gonna get a lot of performance and projection for that price tag, and you're gonna smell amazing. That's Aventus for Her. Now, my absolute favorite female fragrance right now is from the House of Christian Louboutin, one of the two, Christian Louboutin, and it's Trouble in Heaven, and it's aptly named. This is a get in trouble fragrance for me. Yeah, put back on those red bottoms that you heard on earlier, spray this on, that's all you need. This one is all about amber and tonka, and yes, the tonka in this has a nutty quality to it as well. And then it has patchouli in here, and the patchouli gives it just a touch of dirtiness. Dirtiness in a good way. Trouble in Heaven. That's all I got for this one, guys. If you're thinking about doing any fragrance shopping for the little lady, let me know what you're thinking about buying down in the comments. If you have any opinions about these fragrances that I have. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.